eu tenho aqui estas maneiras todas de agrupar cenas, ok? E porque é que eu tenho tantas, ok? Por exemplo, tens o grupo... Epá, só fazer um grupo é óbvio, não é? Tipo que isto é um monado, por isso um conjunto de nós, desde que tenha um input, pode ser um nó. Se não tiver um output, até também pode ser um nó, pode ser uma source. Uma source não tem inputs. Estás a ver? Pronto. E tens aqui algumas dessas. Por exemplo, um create... O create assim, que basicamente é fazer um source. É fazer um nó desses. Depois tem aqui... Depois tem os nested.
Em que o código de parte, um dos nós vem de fora. Está bem, não é difícil, vou investigar isso.
Os outros que eu tenho aqui...
Posso manipular o texto aqui, claro, basta que os textos sejam manipuláveis, sejam manipulação de texto.
Tens strings e tens cenas dessas também, mas...
Por exemplo, uma das minhas ideias que eu estava a dizer era eu fazer nós, basicamente, manipular um texto no shader e no final gerava um shader completo.
Ok.
E a pessoa simplesmente arrastava nós e fazia um shader, e fazia todas aquelas operações que eu estava a dizer visualmente são
tu querias...
dá para chegar lá, todas aquelas
tipo naquelas... E depois nós.
Imagina, aquela instalação inicial.
Ok. Queres fazer estas cenas agora que está muito na moda nos engines, que é aquelas linguagens de composição.
Exatamente.
Não, cheia da cena.
A maior parte das pessoas, alguns, tu simplesmente reutilizas, ok? Simplesmente reutilizas funções que outra pessoa dedicou algum tempo a fazer, não fazes tu elas do princípio.
Claro,
e depois simplesmente compões aquilo de alguma maneira. Claro que não é tão livre como ter um texto e editar o texto e não sei o quê, mas acaba por ser bastante...
Alguns dos nós, por exemplo, eu posso ter... Será mais fácil no outro da câmara, mas eu posso ter... Deixa-me pôr aqui uma câmara. Há nós, só para teres ideia, porque é que há tantos nós grupos. Porque aqui no Reactive há estes nós que recebem um funtor. Isto basicamente é um funtor, sabe? É um funtor. Estás a ver? E basicamente tem de avaliar para um booleano. A nomenclatura que aqui está a dizer é que o gajo vai tirar todos desta sequência enquanto forem diferentes do verde. O verde é aquele token, quando chega àquele token acaba e acaba a sequência. Termina o programa, não é? E o que nós fizemos, foi todos estes nós no Reactive são a order operator. Precisam de um funtor, precisam de uma função. Há outro que é o condition.
Vocês conseguem ver assim que eu só da cá? Isto ainda vai ficar aí nas câmeras. É só para a malta no stream saber o que é que tem aí.
Eu tenho que pegar a minha cena.
Já apontei ali no meu texto. Aí,
Aquelas maneiras de saber o que era no stream.
Vai avaliar e vai buscar cenas cá fora. Mas ele não vai para nós. Isto tem que ser representa um futuro. Agora, deixa sempre o código que a gente é chamado de tipo nome. Aquele código que lá é chamado de tipo nome. Basicamente, por exemplo, o modo tem quase não gera. Em qualquer lado, a exposição que compila aquele nó é diferente de outros nós. Muitos deles têm código, são código é sujeito ao código que é bom. Mas estes nós estão colocados em Bonsai, ou seja, é perfeitamente plausível fazeres uma expressão para compilar o teu cheiro da maneira que queres. Ou seja, quando juntar os teus nós, é exatamente isso que estava a saber. A gente já pensou muitas vezes fazer isso.
nós do Arguin. E às vezes tanto isto. E já estava tudo ali com o Arguin. Pesquisada e eu estava a dizer a se calhar.
Ok. Ok.
Eu não fiz tudo. E tens aqui também, a minha casa é o meu, porque é 3 anos, 80 e tal, e lá em casa não tenho. Sim,
O rapaz do cão, onde é que ele está?
Estas são os microfones.
Microfone H4. Porquê que o microfone está a escolher o H4 com o microfone?
We need Anchor Bear to make a Grab Wars Paradise song. Yeah, and also pour some gravy on me.
Som. E.
Festa som. Banana com alface. Banana. Deixamos do microfone. Teste, som.
som, teste, banana, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, banana, e agora vê ali os níveis no H4N, devem estar a esperar quando eu falo. Ora vê lá. Ora checa-me a cena. We're testing the sound right now, guys. Trying to level this up. We will start the graphics and music compo rather soon. The city is grooving, and that's what matters. It's all for me. Oh, the perfect night. The only one. Tá bom, worship it. É verídico, é o que dizem, sempre disseram isso. Teste, som, teste, som. Mas aqui não está a clipar, portanto está ok. Quer dizer, chega aos vermelhos, mas não chega ao 0. Ok, está a 15 então. Siga. Tá bom, tá bom. Também o pessoal aqui ouve. Isto é pequenino. Okay, so we should be ready for the graphics and music compo now. So go grab a beer, go take a piss, go do your stuff. You have like 30 seconds. The noise is there, but you don't notice, so it's fine.
Eu vou experimentar outra coisa. Depois aqui para pegar outra demo. Agora até às 6.
6:30.
O que é isto? O que é isto?
Isso é o Elgato, que já não precisa estar aqui. É para capturar cenas, mas não está a funcionar como é suposto.
Vou tirar isto aqui.
Sim.
Posso desligar? Posso desligar isto? Desligar mesmo? Eu vou experimentar uma coisa a ver se melhora.
The city is grooving tonight. Once again, waiting for the graphics compo of Inércia Demoparty 2019. Feedback. What would rock and roll be without feedback?
Mas deixa-me calcular um bocadinho.
something
Deve
up.
estar trocado. Toca lá outra vez.
Isso é trocar aí.
Não sei porque é que está trocado, mas. Whatever. Tá, tudo bem.
Okay, please kill all audio and lights. Please kill all audio and lights. We are about to start the graphics compo. This is deprecated screen. Let's remove this. Let's show the wonderful Windows background. Why do I have a feeling no one gives a shit about the graphics compo? Graphics compo, the first compo of Inércia Demoparty 2019. We have a total of a lot of releases. Total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 releases for the graphics compo.
Então, põe uma musiquinha de fundo, tipo demo vibes, assim.
Uma musiquinha de fundo tipo demo vibes. Se tu fosse um demo vibes
Está no demovibes. Qualquer coisa mesmo.
e ter lá mesmo
Tem
cena
lá mesmo um player e tudo.
demo vibes player. Player.
Pode ser esse. Pronto.
Level 1. Press play on tape, some background music for you. I hope it's playing. Let's see on OBS. Yeah, it should be streaming. Okay. I'm gonna announce on the microphone because that's what microphones are for. To announce shit. Am I right or am I right? There is no word. Stop complicating things. We have a total of 9 entries. You can see them right here on your screen, big and wide. We are going to start with a random order of the dates that they've been delivered. So we're going to start with... no, it's not. It's fine. So we're going to start with Chernobyl's entry. It's called Untitled. Chernobyl was lost in place. Hold on. There we go. Why is it? Hold on. Technical difficulties. There we go. Chernobyl, for those who don't know, Chernobyl is a regular scener at Inércia Demoparty, but he's slightly overbooked to go to Vietnam and Hong Kong during the dates for Inércia Demoparty. So, but he still delivered this as he was sightseeing. It's called Untitled. We can zoom in and see some details. This guy kind of looks like Adok. Just saying.
I'm sure she's only with him because of the good looks.
Yep. Most probably. Anyways, that was entry number 1 from Chernobyl. Moving on to entry number 2. It's also from Chernobyl. And it's called... Fuck Inércia, I'm going to Vietnam. There we go, fuckings from Chernobyl to us all. He was actually just randomly posting photos, and I decided to include this one in the compo as well. It's disqualified because he's submitting 2 entries, and that's of course illegal.
Think about the children!
Think about the children. They might want to have some latte afterwards. That would be wrong. Yeah, we need to zoom in, see the realism. Take a look at those chromes, eh? In Vietnam, they really know how to render them. It's ray tracing. Very well. Hello, Chernobyl, we are seeing you. Okay, that's it. That's entry number 2 from Chernobyl. Called Fuck Inércia, I'm going to Vietnam. Entry number 3, it's taken by my girlfriend a couple days ago when we were brainstorming for entries. It's called Demoscene Pacifier Fail, because he clearly wasn't having none of it. You can see different Demoparty stuff there, some assembly wristbands, some Logicoma things, Evil Bot decal down here, and a Flame Party. Does anyone remember what the Flame Party is? It's a very small party in Finland, organized by Mozilla. And some revision goodie bags, because that's important, of course. Anyways, that's it for entry number 3. And now for entry number 4, it's my own. This is real size, as you can see. I have my setup at home with 4 computers, and it's analog versus digital. Real size for comparison. Full HD version. Doesn't fit on your monitor. It's too big for your monitor. It's my entry for the combined graphics compo of Inércia 2005. Next up we have Lucas Bogus with 8 hours of work-life sleep. It's a photo entry. Remote entry, as you can see. I especially like the dark tones because I'm dark and long. There we go. Check out the quality of the rendering on those windows. So realistic. Almost looks like a photo. Probably because it is one. As a reminder, we accepted any kind of graphics to this, so photo montages is fine, standard photos is fine, and pixel graphics, whatever you want to do, as long as it's a still image, we accepted it. This was entry number 3, entry number 5, and now for entry number 6 by Eric Moy. It's called Ziffer. We have steps. Let's take a look at those steps. First, apparently he drew with a map underneath there, filling out some colors, some lighting. Always important to have lighting on your pixel graphics. I can't tell the difference between these two, but I'm sure it's there. In the background, yeah, in the background on the right, yeah. Right. And here is the final version. The final, oh, the fire. There is a complete one. This one, there we go. Remote entry by Eric Moy. Thank you very much for your submission. He would win a lot of prizes if he was here, otherwise he's just gonna earn our reputation. Reputation? Respect. Respect, not reputation. The reputation stays ours forever. Moving on to the next entry, we have Genio with I Forgive You. Let's take a look at some steps. Superbock, where's the sun? It's missing the sun. Ah, nice choice of colors. The red is not displaying properly on the projector because the light is going out. Great background, Scheisse background, approved by Seal of Quality, best beer ever. So nice. That was a reference to that animation. Tasty. Delicious, delicious, Delhi, so it's like Indian now, and delicious, okay, and Google. It's not over. Superbock in stock, Superbock Arena, Superbock in stock 2019. More Confraria de Cerveja, Cartas e Polêmica, a novela Superbock. There is a novel, there's what? And then Superbock Arena. Ah, so it transformed from a drawing into a whole arena. Our national sports hero doesn't matter in face of Superbock or underneath Superbock. And that was it. Sacanisi. Sacanas. But it tastes so good, so we forgive it. Superbock Imagem Garrafa. Bottle image. Ah, yeah, this is photo montage. I forgive you. Ah, Rosamoto, there she is. When you forgive, you don't change the past, but you do change the future. Learn to forgive everyone, even if it's against your principles. Okay, thank you very much, Genia, for your contribution to Inércia Demoparty 2019 compo. Next up, we have Dextrose with Fish Head. A photo, clearly. Look at the chromium, the lighting effect. It's a fish head. Thank you very much. Last but certainly not least, we have Evil with A rising sun, is this a photo or a render?
You don't know, that's why it's
Evil is saying that it's a render. So, was it what software did you use? Daragen and Photoshop. Thank you, Evil, for your contribution to Inércia Demoparty 2019 graphics competition. That is the end of the Compo. Amiga. Let's move on to another Compo that we have today for you. We will have to stop demo vibes for this one. We will do the same thing as the order of delivery. So first is my entry. You can all fall asleep now. Let's see if we can play this with VLC. VLC is here. Is VLC playing? Yes. There we go. The noise is on purpose. It's art. So that was entry number 1. It was called Finding a Broken Heart Piece Underneath Your Soul by myself. You can clap now, please. Thank you. A little background information is that it was made with noises captured from my broken mixer. It was doing this weird sounds, and then I captured them. Yeah, the one that Zero Shift is trying to fix. It was a broken PSU, apparently. Yeah. So now I no longer can do this amazing piece of art anymore. Aww. So next up we have Dream Puppet trapped in Mario Bros. World. Remote entry. Let's play it with VLC. Remix of the original track from Old Mario Bros. So next up we have ADKD, also remote entry, and the entry is called A Demo of What I Cannot Make. Oh, I forgot to unzip this. Oh crap. There we go. It was originally an executable music. It has the re-noised file. It uses like Klinkster, I believe. So we would need to have that installed to play it. He did a render of that. He couldn't make the executable itself by unknown reason, so he delivered the OGG file instead. But he released also the original re-noise file with the actual setup. Let's take a listen. If VLC can play OGG, which it usually does. Ale! Should we try playing it with another player? But I mean, if VLC can play it, I don't know what. Could try.
XM play. Try immediately.
It's a re-noise. We can download re-noise itself.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
It will work wonderful. Just try open it. We only have. Let's use Groove Musica to open it. Works. Ship it. No, you're shitting me. No, it's configuring. Holy shit, it's working. That was entry number, I don't remember. Oh, it's by the wrong... Oh, what? Well, because we modified it? How did we modify it? Ah, I extracted it. Okay. So, entry number 4, Genio Saudoso Ano de 2005. Long, long time ago, when we were young. Killing it with fire. Will it reopen properly now? Yes, it will. That was the entry by Genio. Saudoso ano de 2005. Não sabia que eras pedófilo outra vez. A fazer jazz assim. Muito bem. Sim, senhor. Muito bem. Next up we have the entry by Dextrose. It's called Grooving. Let's see if VLC can play this probably. Shall I try this hotly? Something. We're gonna try something because this was an XM. We're gonna play it in XM Play. We think it might give you better sound than on VLC. So apologies for repeating the song, but you know, we have to.
Só voltando um bocadinho. Sobe ali, vais para o topo, sobe-se um bocadinho. Tipo,
Então,
isso, tá bom.
let's see if this is better. That was entry number 4 or 5, because the other one, right? Or am I wrong? I'm right, 5, yes. Entry number 5 by Dex chose called Groovin'. And now, Evil, with the track Voiced, he said as he delivered that it's gonna be the cheesiest, not cheesiest, what was the word? Azeiteiro? How do you?
Oily.
Oily.
Olive oily.
The most oily track you have heard this party or ever. That was Evil with Voiced. If you're slippering, that's normal. And the last entry we have for the comp today, we have DJ Febras with a Barata Alpine. DJ Febras in the house. That was Barata Albina, the albino cockroach by DJ Febras. Como é que se diz Febras em inglês? DJ Beef, almost steak. Steak without a bone. DJ Steak without a bone. I don't know. Anyway, that was the compo for the Inércia Demoparty 2019 music compo. We have a very important task now, which is to vote for this compo block. I cannot put the addresses where you can vote there because the guys on the stream will also vote, and that would not be nice. So you have to look at the machine here and copy the address. Fears? Google Translate says that Febras is fears. I have no clue what the hell that means. Anyways, don't forget to vote. It's important that you vote. You will decide the winner of these two compos and win amazing prizes. I don't know what Gino is trying to make here. Anyways, coming up next, after you guys vote.
Febras. Fears.
Okay, thank you for that. So coming up next in a few minutes, we will have the seminar by Vasilis, Privacy Online seminar. Will be coming up shortly. We are running a bit behind on the schedule, which is good for people that are trying to finish up stuff. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll be right back with the seminar.
Inércia Demoparty 2019.
Muito bonito, gostei.
Starting demo vibes 2. Insert system disk. Password needed. Computing your existence. Failure to set up device. Program is not responding. Memory full. Kill the process. Restart. Brain format in progress. Cancel your live. Praise the system. Driver power state failure. Status image checksum mismatch. Control house down. Terminate and shut down.
Discovery for discovery. Just like music from two cultures can sound beautiful together. You folks are doing great work with international cooperation in the exploration of space. Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for
Denver, Houston, I think the beat had SRTM in mind when they wrote that song.
thank you, Marion, and a submitted deal plan, adequate. Today will be very nice day, another day for the mapping. Thank you.
Discovery Houston, good morning. Hopefully today you'll keep Discovery out of overdrive.
Hey, good morning. Hopefully all is well. Thank you for that.
Our pleasure.
privacy is a fundamental right and is essential to any democratic society.
Hello? Hello? Okay, here we go. So we're about to start the seminar for privacy online, something about privacy, presented by Vasilis. And this is not a demo talk, be aware of that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy, and it will take about 30 minutes, something like that. Yeah. Okay, so Vasilis, the computer is yours. Don't hack it, please.
So, hi. It seems a bit weird that I give a presentation and I am... it seems a bit weird sitting and giving a presentation. So yeah, as we mentioned before, this is not a demo talk. Okay. So this is not a demo talk. Yeah. Again, disclaimer. I come from an organization called Privacy LCs, which is based in Lisbon. It's a small organization, and I come with a talk with a title called Privacy Bit, How to Flip It to One. So let's start. Okay, thank you. So first of all, also I want to thank all the organizers here and the people that did some excellent work here. They covered so well this place to not be a ray of light. So for all the North Europeans, it's sad that you are not here, but you are not missing much since it's not the usual Lisbon weather. But you did very impressive work. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, so let's start. So this is, many of you are going to think, okay, yeah, you know, this one of these talks again, you know, privacy, security issues, come on, we have heard this before. Are you one of these guys again? No, we don't want this. But
don't plug random USB sticks into your computer.
For instance. But seriously, on average, we read at least once daily about privacy issues and companies that lost, sold, or did something with our precious private data. So take some time to reconsider if you really know what's happening. I have a nice video. Unfortunately, it's not a demo video. It's from laquadrature.net and has the title Reclaim Our Privacy. It's around 3 minutes, and I guess there we are. So, starting now.
Privacy is a fundamental right and is essential to any democratic society. It is key to the effective protection of journalistic sources. Without it, there is no free information and no protection of medical or professional confidentiality. We all have something to hide from someone: an employer, colleagues, friends, family, step-family, a wife or a husband. That doesn't mean it's something bad, just something private. Even things we don't think are worth hiding today might later be used against us. An attack on our privacy also hurts the privacy of people we communicate with. When we know we might be under surveillance, our behavior changes. We might decide not to go to a political meeting, to censor what we tell friends, family, and colleagues, thinking it might fall in the wrong hands or simply be made public. Under surveillance, we may decide not to become a whistleblower. Privacy is the necessary condition for thinking and expressing oneself freely. Edward Snowden is courageously risking his life to show us the extent to which our privacy is already being invaded. The USA engages in massive surveillance of everyone on a global scale, and does so with the active support of European countries. Online and offline, all our messages, phone calls, location, travels, browsing history and behavior are potentially being recorded and aggregated in profiles by the NSA and its public and private partners. We can see a global surveillance state emerging, used not only to spy on individuals, but also on companies and political leaders. This could radically alter the political and economic relationship between countries and be used to suppress dissent and political opposition. Such surveillance wouldn't be possible without the collaboration of tech giants such as Google, Apple, Facebook, and Microsoft. Their business models, based on collecting everything about everyone, have been key to enabling this global surveillance state. We need to rethink our relationship to technology because we cannot trust these companies anymore. Big data, in fact, turns out to be Big Brother. We need a world where technology is at our service, protects privacy, and brings more freedom. We can act now and make a difference for ourselves and everyone we know by using free and open source software that belongs to everyone and that we can always control. By switching to decentralized services that make it possible to know where our data is and what happens to it. And by using end-to-end encryption to guarantee that our private communications are, well, private. So let's raise awareness about the impact of global surveillance. And let's ensure that our political leaders protect our privacy and promote technologies that instead of controlling people, liberate them.
Right. So yeah, this excellent short video from laquadrature.net. Let me go back here. There we are. No? This one, right? So yeah, I guess this gets things a bit more warmer. And I'm going to start with some motivation. For this talk, I selected two big companies to bring some headlines and remind you about the news that you read in the past. What was my motivation? Well, I went to the Inércia website and I saw what they had there. So they were using Facebook to advertise this event, and they were using Google Forms for people to register, and you even need to have a Google account in order to register. I mean, this is not something bad. Don't take it as an offense. It's unfortunately a very common practice. But I see that here there are some really hardcore, really good programmers that can do some 3D GFX with shaders that are coming from another planet. So what's hard in making an HTML form, or I don't know what is the HTML6 plus form that's...
It's just a matter of you get used to the easiness of just using these services instead of spending time to administrate and construct the web page.
I agree. But still, you're spending hours to make one button. So you can still at least spend 5 minutes, I don't know, to make your thing. So here we have a picture that we cannot see, but it doesn't matter. It's just, I will explain it to you. It's Big Brother that brings back Facebook. Actually, Facebook throws on the side Big Brother because it's actually much inferior than Big Brother. So anyway, to win in the past, I selected some headlines that made the news, like starting with one in 2010. You remember all these like buttons that the desperate publishers of web pages put one like? guess what? All this stuff we're tracking online, offline. Like it was the perfect tracking system of Facebook. Now it doesn't exist. There are newer stuff. It took some time, but this is just a reminder of what happened during Facebook time. Facial recognition. Do you know how many pixels you have there? Also me, that I don't have Facebook anymore. Hundreds for sure, if not thousands. I mean, I go out, I visit friends, and unfortunately friends and families have still Facebook, so I'm also there. And with a very, very good trained facial recognition software. This news is from 2014. You don't want to know what's happening now. In Germany, in Berlin, they have initiated a system that can actually, you can actually follow a person from the U-Bahn, the metro station, and tracking his or her trails with specific characteristics. I'm not going to explain all this stuff in 20 minutes, but it's just to give you an idea. So, next, 10 years, 11 years ago, I don't know, it was really, really hard to go away from Facebook, and now I think you can just remove your account, but I'm not sure what's happening with your data. So let's go to something much closer to us. August 2019. Have you ever heard about Alexa, Series, Google Tom, I think it's called? No, not Tom. Home, and I don't recall that one. Anyway, so all these systems, including Facebook Messenger, they hired people, actual people, that are transcribed the voice chats. This is just to make the software or the AI better, or for whatever reasons. This and more horrible things happen whenever you, your friends, or other people are using Facebook and you rely on it. And I mean, for sure, by doing these things, Facebook is not your friend. This is, I mean, friends are not doing such things. I mean, or at least I don't consider these friends. Facebook has quite good cooperation with government requests. Actually, the FBI mentioned that it's such a miracle that we have Facebook. They are doing a really good data mining, and the very small data scandal, which we seem that is not very small, Cambridge Analytica brought such a diversity. Like people went there to confess in UK, and actually we saw that we are unable to deal with such things. And this was only about 90 million people. Guess what? Facebook has 1 billion people, and I guess there are other data somewhere that are wherever. And that's not the only problem. The problem is that actually Facebook has lobbyists fighting against data protection and privacy protection laws, like the General Data Protection Regulation. Well, believe it or not, this happened. And still, if this doesn't touch you, I guess some people do care about security. This is recent. This is some months old. So Facebook used to store some millions of passwords, they say, unencrypted, unhashed, I don't know exactly. This means that this security model sucks. We learned 20 years ago that we shouldn't use unhashed passwords. I don't know. Now Facebook does it. I don't know what to say. And of course, surprise, surprise, Instagram as well. I mean, it's the same company. I don't want to know what's happening with WhatsApp, but I guess you can understand what's happening there. And even if this is not enough, and because I see many of people in IT, they would like to work for Facebook, please reconsider this once. Once again. I had a friend also that mentioned to me that boosting your career will make it much better if you have ever worked for Facebook. Who from here agrees that working for Facebook will boost your career? No? Okay. So yeah. And last but not least, it tracks also us, users that are not Facebook users. They have this called shadow profiles, and a recent research from Privacy International showed that if you are a Facebook user and you use an application, you actually send less information than if you are not a Facebook user. And it came out that this Android SDK API has all sorts of connections to Facebook without even starting the application, without even creating an application. It's a really nice talk. See it at last year's CC of Privacy International. They got somehow application that had like some 500 million downloads, and they found out that they were sending a bunch of information to Facebook's API. Okay, next, our favorite, Google. What's here? Well, unfortunately, it's not only watching you, but we are submitting our data on our own. So this is really a nice visualization infographic that I found. And it shows actually how Google, I cannot point here, right? Okay. Yeah, okay. So here are some products of Google and how exactly you're getting tracked. Chrome, I guess many people use Chrome. They think that it's faster than Firefox and more secure. I don't agree, but we... Nice.
I use it because it's faster. That's why I use it.
So then you most probably, if you are not really crazy to change your setting, which I guess 90% of the population out there never did it, Google knows your browser history, your website visits, and all other things that are in browsers. Then YouTube. Unfortunately, the vast majority of videos are in YouTube, so uploads, downvotes, upvotes, comments, where you visited, how you visited, what was your connection. I don't know, the list is so long that I don't even know like what they do with this data, but for sure they make lots of money out of it, and most probably other things. So maps, where you go, where you have been, where you want to go, where you try to go but you didn't manage to go, also reviews, all this stuff. Hangouts, your contacts, all the content of the conversation, also the drafts from you, your friends, your contact list, your connections to your contact list, books read, searched, start or whatever, photos, people tagged there, places tagged, the calendar, or your upcoming plans, the appointments, where you work, if you're planning to change your work, if you plan to change your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your relationship, whatever. Ways, whatever you searched, if you have submitted some informations, the place that you visited, how long it took you, and all other stuff. I mean, it's closed software. We cannot do exactly what's there. This information here you can find. If you go to your Google page, you can find all this information. Perhaps not in such icons, maybe even happier icons, but you can find this information. So searches, all your queries, everything that you searched, all your advertisements, also the advertisement know how to track you better, but now the Google knows what advertisements and also your shopping list and the things that you shopped and the websites that you visited and the advertisements there, and I don't want to know. Shopping, all the items that you searched and clicked for, Google Fit or other products like this when you started training, your fitness level, your goals, blah, 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 etc. The news site views, the stories read, and Gmail. This is a tough one because users like me that don't use Gmail suffers a lot from Gmail users, because if you have one mailing list and the person has Gmail, now Google knows all the content and all the emails and all the drafts forever and ever for many years. I don't know if anybody of you have ever looked on their emails 20 years ago, or no, well, 20 years ago, no, 10, 15 years ago, but you will surprise, do it once, and you will surprise what is there. So yeah, I'm going to get some more here, more stuff. These were the products, and this is actually what Google knows about you. So Google essentially knows who you are, what you look like, what you sound like, your religions, political beliefs, if you have any dietary restriction, how healthy you are, if you have children, if accidentally you had your camera more open, you got also this feedback there. Everywhere you have ever been or you want to go. This is actually, they have a very nice Google Maps page where you can see on the map where you have been. And to be honest, I mean, we are all legitimate persons, and we never want to cause trouble. But think of it when you're planning to go to a demonstration or maybe to an event, and you don't want that Google also knows this information. Then your friends, because it's not only about you, it's also like the people that you interact with. So Google knows all your friends also, who you talk to, who you email, or your contact list, where you meet, for how long, what you talk about, and also essentially knows what you like, your books, your food, your movies, your videos, your favorite sex position, the stores that you visited, whatever you can imagine that you have searched or you have saved at a specific point, or somebody else that uses your computer. Your future plans, where you want to travel, when is the next demo party taking place, with which group are you going to go there, if you want to have children. This list getting long. This is the last one because maybe people are getting tired. Your online life also, I guess this is a problem with browsers, but if browsers are submitting also the data to a central servers, then your problems are getting multiplied because they are never deleted. So your open tabs, your browser settings, your bookmark pages, I don't know, maybe you have the perfect configurations, but still something, you're still submitting some information. All your ESSID, your Wi-Fi passwords, and just not to forget, Google in the past was coming with this card that they have, and they're collecting all data from unencrypted Wi-Fi. This is just a reminder. This was a mistake, but this is just a reminder to see how vast this information is. And I don't know if some people have worked with database and data analysis, they can understand what you can do with this data. So what's the danger? I guess you understand that you can get very well discriminated. Political manipulation, you heard few years about this in the past, and if governments don't know how to do this in Europe or in Portugal or in Greece or in other countries, it's happening. It will take some years, but it will come also here, and if it's not happening already. Also centralization ate the cat. I also, you need to think about this because the data is never yours. So if for any reason Google stops to exist, then what are you going to do? Take 5 seconds to think about this. And advertisement surveillance are they usually work very well together. You know, when you go to Continental to do your buys and you have the cameras there, the cameras are also used for other purposes. Data acquisition is quite toxic. As the NSA, the previous NSA, not officer, what's the upper level in, not manager, I think in military. Anyway, so you can get killed based on metadata. This was the general, I don't know, an official announcement from an NSA general. Maybe I'm wrong here with the exact name. I don't have the video. Anyhow, there is a big market also. So if you have some money, you can also sell this data, and you can also buy this data. So that's how advertising works. And of course, this data goes to governments and authorities or other entities. while we are busy to find out what happens into these big companies, and we give with such an enormous happiness our data. In Portugal, they have initiated a really nice big network blocking infrastructure. This network blocking infrastructure usually in countries like Iran or China, Russia, Spain, Greece, and other countries. It's called internet censorship. So, so this thing is happening here. And if you don't believe me, go and find out in your network, because this is also happening in Portugal, and it's happening quite a lot. So this is a screenshot from Uni Explorer. Uni is the Open Observatory of Network Interference, and it's a free software that does network measurements to find out if the network has been censored, if websites have been blocked, if there are any middle boxes, etc., etc. So this specific screenshot here shows that on this date, Uber.com has been blocked. You can see here the DNS responses. It's like the legal response of Vodafone. And actually somebody yesterday told me that Uber should be legal, not illegal now in Portugal. I don't know. This is just one website. Torrent websites are also there, gambling websites, some other websites are there. I don't want to know. But unfortunately, this thing is happening. So perhaps while you are giving so much data, you may step back a bit and think of what's happening locally in your country, because a few kilometers away in Spain, this thing is happening here. So this is a blog page from the Spanish Civil Guard, and unfortunately, they had exactly the same infrastructure that they have used 2 years ago to block a democratic process. I don't want to talk about politics exactly, but this is a democratic process. It was a referendum, a lot of violence, internet blocking, a lot of, I think you heard all this stuff. This happened 2 years ago. And guess what? This big, we have a mistake here. So these big companies actually, they didn't really help. On opposite, they just blocked an application that actually was giving information to the voters to go and find out where they vote. They comply. So your favorite service that you do every day, they comply. And when they fail to you, what are you doing? Guess what? There are not so many alternatives to Play Store. So these people now learn their lessons, and now, as we're talking, they created a different app, and they didn't list it on Google Play because it had been blocked 2 years ago. There's a mistake. This slide is merged to another one. But unfortunately, they host it in GitHub. GitHub is hosted now by Microsoft, and Microsoft issued a government takedown from the Spanish government. So they have removed. Okay, they can make mirrors, they can make stuff, but usually it's very hard to also transmit the mirrors to other people. Like how, like during the, for instance, if you have like a demonstration, it's hard to change link. And if you have never learned to use other media and you are using only these services, then you are blocked and you are really screwed. But luckily, this slide is well. And for your reference, and since I know that you are computer geniuses here, programmers, I have the Git commits from the Guardia Civil. This is from GitHub. You recognize Hubot. This is exactly what Guardia Civil sends. And this is now, you can find it online now. Here is the source. So, sorry for this. This is also a merged slide. So, we need, wait a minute, we have alternatives. Yes, we do. We have many alternatives, you know. 8 years ago, people were saying, you know, all other things sucks. You know, nothing is like Google, nothing is like Amazon. It's not true anymore. They are the stuff. Well, They're not the same. But to be honest, I'm not running Google Apps in my mobile phone, and I have seen that I had like at least 50% increase on my battery life. You know what? Because Google is sending all the time information to a network, and also tracks your location and all this stuff if you have turned it off. And it's very cumbersome to find out how you do all this stuff. So I think I'm running a bit over time. I don't think that I can list all the options here. I put this really nice picture from Framasoft that you can see that there is a big ecosystem, and most of these tools are free software. There are services, there are people that work there, and there are even like small communities, like this one, which is a disclaimer. The community where I'm coming from is Privacy LCs, is from Lisbon. We have a small forum and a chat. It's starting now. There are some guides there. If you want to find more, you can go there. You can also search on the internet there. There is so much information. But if you don't know where to start from, you can find your favorite community and start reading if you like forums. I guess you can even find the same things in Facebook, in Reddit, or everything. So thank you very much. I will be here. I will stick around here for, I guess, the next few hours. Thanks again to the organizer, and thank you for attending.
The main problem is like...
Also questions. Yeah, sorry. We have time for questions?
I think the main... Yeah.
Sorry,
Actually, I have a friend who looks around all the time with Facebook. To Facebook, the guy is a priest, a heavy metal guitarist, and so on. He's always changing the information. He does it on purpose. And so you can fake around with the networks. I mean,
to obfuscate the real
yeah,
data.
he joins several religious groups, then he leaves all the groups and goes to all heavy metal groups. They cannot make a profile on him. It's impossible. And they do it on a monthly basis.
It's true. You may somehow cheat, but you know what? Humans are not so good cheaters. Another human will create a nice algorithm, and then
Machine learning will fix
you can fix that very easily if it's not fixed already. You know, and this is actually like the problem, because this is also not a sustainable solution, unfortunately. So I mean, your friend can do it.
Everyone would have to do it for it to be actually effective.
Yeah, but I mean, there are some smart people working there, you know, and they are thinking of the next solution. I mean, they bought Instagram because people don't like Facebook anymore, and I mean, they will see again the next product that goes well, and they will buy it. So nothing changes. But there are so many mail services.
Telegram.
I have heard about PronoMail. Excellent. Using any mail server is better than using Gmail. You know what? Because if, let's say that I want to get your data. If we all had our own mail server, this means that if I wanted to find your data, I will need to go to your mail server, to the mail server to Proton mail server, to another mail server that is hosted in Portugal, in the Portuguese activist hacker scene, or a demoscene mail server, or whatever. I mean, internet used to be like this.
Yeah, now it's all centralized.
And it's easier than ever. I run my own mail server with a very, very low effort, and we also run a mail server on Privacy LCs, and we don't put so much effort. You just need a server. I mean, if you can afford to rent a server, or if you can ask a friend, and then you can create accounts for other friends, I mean, it's not such big of a deal.
And then you have problems with DNS, and sometimes the server is down, and Google is just more reliable. I think the main issue is more like commodity. Like, it's easier to just set up this service, and you know that you're being watched, but you don't really care that much.
Yeah, people are lazy.
Because it's
Yeah, but I mean,
worse
who,
if you
who
spend a
gave
few
this?
hours
Who
trying
gave
to
power
redo
to?
that.
Who gave power? Yeah, I get this, but who gave power to Google? You know, to be so powerful? Because now Google dictates who, which mail is getting on the blacklist or on the spam list or not, right? But before that, everybody wanted to do a really proper spamming. Now, spam correction. Now, nobody cares, and all new domains end up in spam lists on Google because Google is the king and Google decides. So that's the future we want, and this is now. It's very fresh.
But this should be regulated. I mean, in terms of politicians should be more technologically aware of these let's say domain control of things like monopolies that exist, and they should be regulating to make sure that they don't overpower completely. And there's some attempts in that regard, but as you were saying, the lobby is also pretty strong on these multinationals. And I think the main point, at least that's what I try to apply in my daily life, is to support the organizations that try to do the counter lobby on these things. So like the EDRI, the D3 in Portugal, and EFF, and the companies like that that try to fight for your digital rights. I think that's the best way forward, because if you try to convince everyone to stop using Google, stop using Facebook, it's really hard, as we've been noticing.
Well, I mean, I don't think that's really hard. I just think that it's like it's really doable, and I think that these companies will not change with just few policies, because the governments are actually getting a lot of benefits. So I think that by having one centralized place of all the data, like think of it, if you are a government, you like this thing, right?
Yeah, if you want to surveil, you just have to go to one place.
Exactly. So I mean, otherwise it's really hard, to get this. Like, look at Pirate Bay all the time. It's still online. I think they had some problem with error, but it's still online, no?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. You cannot really stop something from the internet.
Technology is there to always come back from whatever they try to put censorship on, but it's a struggle. I agree with you.
I find the role of mail, nowadays, service better than Gmail. I also think it's less evil than Google.
It's Microsoft.
I mean,
They're still being
gather
surveyed.
data like everyone else.
Yeah.
And the only one thing is the spending,
Yeah.
the publicity.
I mean, this is coming too often, like that. Back in the 90s, I don't know how old are you, but I'm a bit older, so back in the 90s, like Microsoft was such a big bad company, but it seems that Google and Apple make Microsoft seem so good nowadays.
Microsoft became too little. All true stories. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap up. Unless
Thank you.
anyone has any other questions. We're good. Okay, so that was the talk by Vasilis. Thank you for that. We're gonna take a short break for people to eat stuff, and we'll be back in I don't know. Let me take a look at the schedule. Let me take a look at the schedule. The schedule that we have for the schedule today is, well, the deadlines should be arriving now, so we'll have to sort that out. So around 10 we'll start the other compo. Should be short film first, then interactive, then one scene, then combined. It might change, it might not, but around 10 p.m. we're already like half an hour delay. That should be good for people to check out. So around 10 p.m. Portuguese time, we'll start the last compo block, the main compo block of the night. So until then, I'll let you hear some Demo Vibes music or some stuff like that. Vou pôr coisas.
Today I'm going to Malta to bigger hotel. In the morning I go down to eat the breakfast. I tell the waitress I want 2 pieces of toast. She brings me only 1 piece. I tell her I want 2 pieces. She say go to the toilet. I say you don't understand, I want to do piss out of my plate. She say you better no piece of the plate, you son of a bitch. I don't even know the lady and she calling me a son of a bitch. Later, I go to eat at a bigger restaurant. The waitress brings me a spoon and a knife, but no fork. I tell her I want the fork. She telling me everyone is on the fork. I tell her you don't understand, I want a fork on the table. She say you better not fork on the table, you son of a bitch. I don't even know the lady and she calling me a son of a bitch. So I go back to my room in a hotel, and there is no sheets on the bed. Call the manager and tell him I want a sheet. He telling me to go to the toilet. I say you don't understand, I want a sheet on my bed. He say you better not sheet on my bed, you son of a bitch. I go to the checkout and the man at the desk say peace on you. I say peace on you too, you son of a bitch. I'm going back to Italia. Arrivederci.
supersonic warrior. Transient impulses enhancing your delirium. Descended inferno, but at no point inferior. Geeks stare and their embrace, cutting through the barrier. News to direction, riding in its section. Spin space reflection, all bodies to perfection. High dynamic range causing a panic reaction. Prepare for the untimely dissection by the pipe driver, 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 driver. Mi a jó édesanyádért jötték ki elé?
Hey guys, this is Steve.
Inércia Demoparty 2019, a bombar.
Cocoon presents a new demo with no more blood and nearly no violence. You will not impose your will upon others. You will not resign yourself to the force of habit.